I just love looking into the depressed faces of those who have brought this country to ruin. How they try again after the election to explain to us a policy that the majority of people reject. And yes, too many people still believe in the election lies of the Christian Democratic Union, which is clearly seen among those aged 17 to 70. Dear Christian Democratic Union, may I briefly explain to you, your voters are dying out. And if you don't change your policies now, no, you won't be able to change them, then you'll soon be history.
You can certainly discuss it, but both were of course punished for it because the expectations were different.
There wasn't really a true election winner. There was just one. Take the Christian Democratic Union, for example. They squandered a huge lead. And well, I think you saw the statement yesterday from Manuel Hegel, how he was completely perplexed. The Greens, well, they really lost ground compared to the last election. The left is out again. The Free Democratic Party is no longer in. And the Social Democratic Party, I would have been really happy. I don't know what your opinion is if they hadn't made it in, but they managed to get in with a bang. So, broadly speaking, we see that people are rejecting this policy. And what was the statement yesterday? They just need to explain the policy to us better. And now take a look at these empty faces that I'm about to show you, and keep this in mind. They have just experienced the worst election defeat of their lives.
No, you have to know that we were, of course, governing together with the Greens as the junior partner. You can't run an election campaign claiming everything in Baden-Württemberg was rubbish.
But it would have been the truth, wouldn't it? I mean, companies are dying, people are panicking about their jobs, and they still believe the narrative that the alternative for Germany would destroy all sorts of things. Of course, and then you can't go out during the campaign and say, hey, we're just offering you more of the same like before. The companies are going bankrupt, people will soon have no jobs left. And what are people doing? Well, people just keep voting. Black and green. And I actually just feel sorry for those Free Democratic Party and also Alternative for Germany voters. No, not the Free Democratic Party, they brought this all on themselves.
What would be the bitter part, and what are the reasons for this bitterness? Well, it's not at all the result we wished for or imagined. Until 2 weeks ago, we were also polling much higher. You could really notice it in the last few days, especially this dynamic, this focus on the candidate question, Özdemir or Hegel. And of course, that was strongly evaluated by the voters and ultimately led to their decision at the polls. We see that the Greens and the Christian Democratic Union mobilized in the final stretch, and that hurt us a lot.
By the way, the Social Democratic Party's top candidate did the only right thing that should be done. He resigned on the evening of the election and said, I'm not doing this anymore. You will search in vain for any admission that they are making bad policies against the people. Even with Bas, who I say really delivered the absolute highlight, which we have here in the video.
The result that stands today is probably not making her happy. The alternative for Germany has doubled. What did you actually do wrong that so many people, so many voters are putting their mark there?
Well, that's the case worldwide. It can't just be because of me. I think that's a bit too simplistic. There's no single cause explanation for that. There are many different factors that have led to this.
Yes, let's name some examples. For example, just sending money to Algeria, sending money to Albania, giving money to other countries around the world as interest-free gifts. No, and then just letting the economy, I would say, go down the drain without doing anything. No, these reasons definitely can't be explained with these examples, but it's a causal defeat they're experiencing. They've been hurt. Hey, the way they're sitting there trying to talk their way out of it, it's divine. I always love the day after. Because on an election day like that, that's when the old parties really get the bill, when they realize they're losing more and more influence every year. And we can be sure that soon things will get better here in Germany.
On this certainly bitter evening for the Social Democratic Party, I'd be happy to go straight to the numbers, but if you hear again that the Social Democratic Party cares more about citizens' benefit recipients than about people who earn little, what will you change in Berlin's politics when you hear such a number?
Well, first of all, it is indeed a very bitter election night, and that's exactly the core of it. We didn't really get through with our topics, especially job security, during the campaign in Baden-Württemberg, because it was a duel between two people who were running for minister-president.
I have to say, I would have loved to talk to her. Yes, I would have brought that up as well. How does one actually feel? And no, it had nothing to do with going to the food bank first and then getting duck pâté from France. No, the voters understand that. I mean, let's be honest, which voter doesn't do that? Just like when he's in France, he simply buys duck pâté, which is so expensive, you can't even get it here anymore. And now look, yes, where she's once again clearly asked what exactly she would actually change about the citizens' income, what she says there.
The voters are telling you themselves what they think is wrong. Again, where will you address people who earn little more strongly in the future than you have done so far?
Well, of course, we have looked at this, especially now at the government level.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we should do. No idea. Just imagine if we didn't have all the... I was just about to say something else. Just imagine if we didn't have all the unemployed people who would still vote for us, then we'd have a huge problem. Just imagine if we didn't have all the migrants who are just here and do nothing. Just imagine if they stopped voting for us. Then we'd be a 1% party like those back there and would have to worry every day about making it into the Bundestag. That would have been the truth if she had said that, but, well, okay, we'll get to the next one in a moment. I'm telling you, I'll just say... When the election polls came out and we could really see what the voters had chosen, yes, there was nothing better, nothing more relieving for me. And just look at the bars yourselves, who gained and who lost.
When you burden the next generation with something like this, I mean, what the governing parties have done here is completely irresponsible.
Did you see those faces? Just imagine there's someone sitting there who wasn't even invited, now sitting in front of the cameras, yeah, and basically criticizing everything. And everyone knows now the tough elections are coming. Rhineland-Palatinate, Saxony-Anhalt, and also, yeah, Mecklenburg-Western Pomerania, which still have to vote. And if they give up this lead again now, and let's be honest, yeah, do you think the Social Democratic Party will give up this lead even further? Can expand it? Honestly, I don't think so.
Looking at the concept, it's clear they mainly want to abolish taxes. Those are incredible additional revenue shortfalls they're announcing, and at the same time, they don't want to take on any additional debt for investments. I don't know how that's supposed to work. So far, they haven't made a single concrete proposal on how to balance the budget, and it has to be said at this point that their financial concept doesn't add up at all.
First of all, I had to listen to you the whole time. It would be nice if I could finish speaking too, because you only got about 5% here. I think you're from the Social Democratic Party. I've never really seen you before, but I believe you're from the Social Democratic Party. Isn't that right?
And with these words, I send you off into this beautiful sunny Monday. And remember, things are really heating up in Berlin right now. I've already managed to find out a little bit, but more on that later.